Okay, let's check this here. Okay, that works. If this doesn't work, hi Astro, nice to see you. Oh, hello? Hello, hello? Can you hear me?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello, and your name is just Jessica, so that works. How do I make it to only show your face rather than both of us?
Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta. Well, I'll work it out. Oh,
I unblurred my background too because it's quite lovely.
yeah, it is. It's pretty. Makes me miss home.
Mm,
Um, where is it? I know I've done this
I should do
before.
that. Look,
Aw. I can't really show stream that, I think. I think that's too distinguishable. But I miss it.
I know that's what, but I thought just the flax bush and
Oh, there we go. I pinned you. I can
like
see
that.
you. Yeah, the flex bush is fine. That works. That works. Okay. Someone in my chat said your mum is northern? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah.
I see. The funny thing is I would never be able to work that out. Okay, I'm gonna use this scene as an on the spot lore source. I'll tell you once I've got it fully set up and we'll start. Oh, wait, but it doesn't have you. Oh, I might have to use display capture instead. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Sorry, I'm doing techie things. You know me.
I'm just here. You know me.
Okay, I'm gonna do it like, oh, wrong thing, wrong key. There we go. You're on screen now, by the way.
Cool.
Just making sure that you are aware.
I was just looking at my phone.
Oh, wait, wrong. There we go. You're good, you're good. Oh, wrong key again. I'm making sure. Okay, I'm where you are in the camera, like the central position is where you need to kind of stay because I've cut the sides out because so we can both fit on a 1920
I can do that.
Everyone's hyping up your jewelry, by the way. I don't know how I went there. Ignore that, chat. Ignore that. Okay. Well, how are you doing?
Oh yeah, you don't know. Yeah, because look, I got 2 more
Oh,
piercings.
you got 2 more piercings. Aww.
I think I'm gonna do some more up here.
Okay. Those ones, my roommate got, I think it's called the Rook, done up there, and it takes a long time to heal.
Yeah, and it's the only thing is like when you go into bed.
Mm-hmm.
I did that up because I tend to sleep like that on that side.
Yeah.
And then it really hurt when I did those, so that's what I'm thinking there. But that's the only thing.
Yeah.
Paw cream. That's what you need.
Paw, yes, paw saves everything. That's what you taught me growing up. Oh, Helix also. Yeah, I've heard a lot of bad things about doing your Helix. Yeah, so I don't know. Good luck if you do either of those.
Oh, and I got my nose done again.
I like it. It reminds me, one of my teachers had that. It makes me think, yeah. Everyone's saying like how cool you are and pretty and stuff, just so you know.
Nice.
Wait, what? It's 11 for you, right? My friend Verb says, do you want to adopt him? He's the one he's the one I might move in with for a bit in Birmingham.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A very
Well, I guess if
kind
you're
one.
moving in with him, like that's kind of adopting him by accident, isn't it?
Only if you're there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, some of these questions are so funny. Some of them will be serious, some of them will just be the most random things because
That's cool.
yeah. Let me just change the category really quick. Interviewing my mum with chat. How many hours in are we now? I've been streaming for 53 hours straight now, mum. You know me. Oh, let me put exclamation mark.
So
Yeah,
Will
what's
you
up?
just sleep? Will you sleep for days after that, or what?
I sleep on stream.
Oh yeah.
But so if you tune in at the right time, you'll just see me sleeping.
I've done that before.
You've seen me. That's funny. Yeah, I think it makes it. Oh, wrong thing. That's all right. That was my announcements. You'll see the aerial cam, but people, you know how I move a lot in my sleep, and
Yeah.
I put myself in the weirdest positions. I like
Mm.
can't hide it. Like it's fully on camera. Like people are just watching me like chuck my arms about and like do all of that stuff. It's funny.
There was this like modern artist who she videoed David Beckham sleeping, like, and that
That's
was her.
that's a weird
And
thing
then
to
they
like
put,
as ass, I
yeah,
guess.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and they put it in a gallery, and there were like loads of screens with videos of him sleeping.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
funny.
you know,
Yeah, I guess.
you do a kind of art
Yeah. Me and David Beckham have a lot in common.
in
Yeah.
common.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My free
Short
kicks back in
hair.
the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I will start. The first one is so random.
Okay.
And you won't know this because I don't know this. How much can Shay bench?
How much can you bench?
Like,
I'd say more with your legs than you would with
yeah,
your arm.
yeah.
I'd say you've got much stronger legs than upper body.
Especially now that I'm playing
Um,
football again. So
yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know how much, I don't know how much is a lot to
yeah,
bench and how
neither.
much
Yeah,
isn't.
just say like 200, 200 kg.
Okay,
Yeah,
200,
yeah, yeah.
200 something.
Okay, so it goes from how much can I bench to what is it like with the son living abroad and not being able to see them that often?
Oh, it's a real mixture of things. So, like I remember being your age, and so I'm going and doing things.
Mm-hmm.
So on one hand, I'm like, oh, it's really great you're getting out there and doing these things, and I'm happy for you. And there's a bit of like, oh, I must have done my job okay,
Sort of, yeah.
in that. But and that you're in the UK and nearer to some people that I love, so that feels a bit safer than, I don't know, if you were just in another country where I don't know that many people,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous because they're not, but it just feels it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But yeah, but I miss you a lot, and that's really hard.
Yeah.
But
I miss you
yeah,
too.
and because of the time difference, it's really hard for us to. And I'm not very routiney,
No,
so
neither of us are
and
is the
you're not.
problem.
So like some people manage to talk every Sunday or whatever. We're not.
Well, yeah,
I
you
don't
might be
do.
camping on Sunday and I might be in Paris on Sunday or like
Yeah,
we never know like
yeah,
what's going to be happening just because of like
yeah.
stuff that we
So
both do.
sometimes I like will pop into your stream just to hear you talking or
Mm.
see you
Yeah.
just for a minute. Yeah.
It is really nice to like see you in chat because it's the only routine I think in my life, like the only consistency. So it's the only
Yeah.
thing I can promise people is when I'll be busy. But also it's the only time where like you guys back home, like Bridge or you or Alf or Hawani or whatever, it's like if you want to hear me talk, I will definitely be
Mm.
talking during these times and you can come. Other than that, I have no clue if I'm going to be awake at this time or if I'm going to be home or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you react when I actually don't remember this? How'd you react when I told you I was interested in streaming?
Mm,
Yeah, that's the look you
that's
gave me. You went, ooh.
no, yeah, no, I didn't. I don't know because I don't think it like you kind of started streaming organically.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like not on Twitch, but like years ago. So you and Bo and Connor, probably, I don't know, 10 or 11 or something like that.
Yeah.
You'd have a go at making Minecraft videos and
Yeah, I do remember that.
and because I hang out with, in my job, I hang out with young people that are of that age where like streaming and YouTubers and all of that has been a thing for a long time.
Yeah.
I guess I sort of accepted it as a thing. And then you just gradually, I mean, you'd watch people who were streaming. I can't remember a time when you were like, right, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
But I think, mm, I think when there was probably a point at which you went, I'm going to like try and make it a big part of my life. And I think I don't ever, like when you're a mum or a parent,
Yeah.
sometimes there's some reaction that you keep inside you. Like, I mean, or that I do because of what I believe.
Yeah.
So, like when you're a really little kid and you start walking and then you climb on things, the natural instinct is to go, be careful, don't do that, you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Um, which is both not true because you might hurt yourself, you know.
Yeah.
But also me going, be careful is probably going to make you hurt yourself, you know.
Yeah. And also
And
probably
not
make me want to do it more just when you're
yeah,
not
you know.
there.
So I think I've taught myself over time where there might be something where I'm like, my immediate reaction is to see risks because I love you and I don't want anything bad to happen to you. And
Yeah.
so I might have seen risks and thought, you know, like when you were younger and you had ideas that you'd really like to play football professionally.
Yeah.
Inside of me, I thought, well, that's probably never going to happen because that's an incredibly hard thing to do.
Yeah, it's just like that's one of
Like
those
it
things.
might, but what is the point in me saying you can't or it won't happen? That's just going to make you feel shitty.
Yeah.
So, and somebody's got to become a professional footballer. So why not say, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
you know? And so, yeah, I probably thought, well, I don't know if it's a good idea, if it's gonna, you know, inside myself, probably wanted to say, and there's even as an adult, you get peer pressure.
Yeah.
So you get other parents the same age whose children are going to do, I don't know, economics at Oxford or something,
Yeah.
or just Victoria or whatever. They're doing not, you know, they're doing that run of the mill stuff. And so when your kid isn't, other people are like, oh,
But
oh,
I don't
is
know
he
if
not
you I
smart?
don't yeah, I don't know if you noticed growing up, but there are a lot of things that I noticed that like my friends were like having done super differently to me like at home or whatever. And
Yeah,
it's interesting to look back because I don't know, like there's no perfect solution or whatever, but I think a lot of the time in that same way of like taking away those not taking away those risks but letting me learn the lessons on myself, I think it taught me not exactly like I was going to say self-control, but I think it's more like understanding what I value and then choosing to give my time to those things as opposed to like only giving my time to, I don't know, something I should give it to, because I was allowed to go play football for 10 hours and just hang out with Kimmy or something, and it wouldn't matter when I got home or what I did or whatever, because you knew I'd be safe and sensible and stuff, because you taught me to do that. Or I could play FIFA or 2K in my room for probably way too long. And like if I wasn't as interested in video games growing, like if I didn't have access to them or like I wasn't allowed to, like
mm,
they wouldn't have become as big a part of my life. And growing up, I think the whole stigma there was like you can't do video, like they're not valuable or worth your time. But even if they only ever were entertainment, that would still be worth the time. Maybe too much if I played as much as I do now, but I wasn't doing it for work.
yeah,
But
but I think the other thing that you've learned, and it's funny, I was talking to yesterday. All the senior school had some people come to teach them softball,
mhm,
and I was talking about how, you know, lots of kind of struggles, neurodiverse things, or even emotional things and anxiety
mhm,
are really supported by, I mean, not cured, but they're supported by physical activity and finding your thing that it makes you go outside and get some fresh air. And even if it's walking, it doesn't,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, it
yeah,
doesn't have to be a team sport. But you know, and then saying, but at the same time, you can't pretend that the whole digital world is not there.
Yeah. And that your
But I
kids won't
think,
ever find it or something. Like you
yeah,
can hide
and
them from
so
it.
yeah, and that saying you can't go on it is going to somehow stop them. That's, you know,
Yeah.
I think it's really important to be, and I think this is probably, what you experienced is that I would tell you there are people who will misuse it. And I think I've probably said to you, I see like all of the digital stuff, especially the internet, like a knife.
Yeah.
A knife you can use it to chop vegetables, spread butter, carve, and or it can be used to do really bad things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the knife in itself is not a bad thing.
Yeah,
But
that
it
makes
probably
sense.
is good, probably is good to learn
Yeah, educate
how
yourself and
to use
such.
it
Yeah, yeah.
safely and know that some people will use it badly, and so I think doing that, and also, you probably didn't notice, I don't know, but I'd always go, okay, hey, come and walk the dog with me,
Yeah.
at least, and we'd go out. It might be really late at night, but
Yeah,
to go
because
outside,
again, our
or
schedules, even when we lived together, our like
yeah,
it was so unpredictable. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. But
One
that,
sec,
and I,
just real quick. Gotta thank Pickle. Thank you
yeah,
for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome in raiders. This is my mom.
yeah.
We're just doing
Hi,
a little interview.
whoever you are. Yeah, so I think, and I see that in you still now,
Yeah,
like the other day when you messaged me and said, oh, I've just been for a swim really early in the morning, or you're going and shooting hoops or joining the soccer team.
yeah,
So it's like, yeah, you might do this subathon for ages, but you're still, um I think we all know, but it's like actually you've got it in the habit of your, you go and do
yeah,
those things. It's in you.
yeah, for sure. Okay, the next one.
That was a long answer.
Yeah, 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 for sure. What's if you can think of one? I can't think of one, but also the whole point.
Yeah.
What's my most embarrassing story as a child?
As a
If you can
child.
think of one, I know some of these you might be like, if you'd been prompted, you might have come
Yeah,
up with
yeah. No,
something. But
I mean, I think it's I don't know if you're embarrassed by it.
uh-huh.
And I'm sure this is what the person is thinking of, but when you were little and you used to really get your big brother in trouble a lot for hurting you.
Yeah, he
And
was
so
violent. He's
he's 5
dangerous.
years older than you,
Hmm.
and I'd always believe you. And then one day, because of the configuration of our house, you were somewhere and I could see you and you couldn't see me.
I know this story.
And he wasn't anywhere near you. And you were going, get off me, stop hurting me. And I said, no, I've got you. I didn't, and I was really surprised. You're a very good liar.
Yeah, I was gaslighting at 7 years old.
Yeah, and I was like, you're so smart. That's really naughty. You
No,
got to it.
I swear after that you didn't believe me ever.
Well, yeah, cry wolf.
Yeah, but
I was like,
do you
did
remember when
he
he threw a phone at
or
me,
not?
Mum? He
Oh
threw
God,
my
you
phone
love
at
that.
my head.
I was cross with him about that, and he got in trouble. But since then, I've kind of understood him. I not
Oh
hurt you,
wait,
but
yeah, yeah.
because he
Keep talking. I'm just
it
shutting
was
my window.
because when me and your dad split up, and your dad got two phones for you, and he got you exactly the same phone as Lawrence, and Lawrence was 5 years older than you,
Hmm.
and I know that feeling, like
It's because
he
I
was.
earned it. I was working
You did
hard.
not earn it. None of you earned it. It's just your dad trying to buy you things so you know what I mean. I'm not gonna. Anyway, yeah, neither of you earned the phone, but
Mhm.
also I know that feeling of being like, well, I had to wait this long to get a phone like that. Why does he get that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Okay,
mean, his
okay.
anger was probably a bit misplaced, but
Nah, yeah, but no, we were
like
we were we were brothers, you know. We've
I didn't get it at the time,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
and only the phone was hurt.
I was in pain.
Oh, you see, you're still doing it.
um why why is Shay teeny tiny itty bitty short little thing?
Oh God, I know he's gigantic. I have to go on my tiptoes to hug him.
Some of them don't
Um,
believe me that I'm 6'4".
yeah, he's totally 6'4". He can, like lean on. I'm 5'7" and a bit, like, and he can like lean on my shoulder like
Yeah.
this. Um,
Uh
I've probably got photos somewhere of you and me together.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
kind of. I mean, my
people
big brothers are really tall. In fact, I'm the shortest person
yeah, I
out
got
of
it
my
from
brothers
you for
and
sure,
sisters.
which is funny because it's not from you specifically.
No, but it's from my,
Yeah, yeah, from
I
your
mean,
side. Yeah,
I'm not,
yeah.
I'm not short, but yeah, it's definitely. So my
Yeah.
brothers are 6'2" and 6 foot something,
Yeah. Okay.
and my mum's like 5'10" or something. So she's taller than me. Well, my
Yeah.
sisters are both taller than me.
It's funny. You got the short end of the stick. You saw the hair dye today, right?
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
I know, made me wish I'd done mine because I've actually got like bits of bleach from my
Oh,
party.
oh, you've caught on.
Which
I
like,
started the wave.
oh yeah.
I'm a trendsetter in our family.
I think Carlos beat you to it.
No, yeah,
Because
Kara, both of them beat me to most of my interests in life. If you like break it down, like
yeah,
I think it's funny because growing up it was like I was the sporty one, like I was really into football, and we all dabbled in like each other's things, but like that was my thing. Like I would play
yeah,
every sport and like be outside all the time, and then Lol would be the one doing music and stuff, and he was always in his band or doing a guitar or a performance or something, competing in a battle of the bands or something like that. And then Karis was always painting and making arts and crafts and stuff like that. And then I turned 16 and I was like, yeah, I'm going to make music now and I'm going to do art and I'm going to, and I was like, yeah, I'll take all of your guys' interests. They're all mine now too. Oh, Tom says hi.
hi Tom.
Like, Tom, Lol's brother, Tom.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because he's been hanging out in streams lately and saying hi and stuff, which is really nice. Which
yeah,
I need to go see them, Tom and Matt.
yeah. You do.
I do. I need to see more like
And I
our family. I live here now and I haven't seen our family.
and they all have the internet.
Yeah, this is true. Okay. Does does Shay? I'm reading them all in third person because I'm replacing Echo with Shay just so that it's easier
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Does Shay have any stories that really make them shine? This one, I don't, I didn't like reading that one.
Yeah, like to me personally. So, to make you shine, I don't know, things that I like to me,
Mhm.
like if I was trying to explain what makes me love you and proud of you and stuff like that, oh, I'd probably have a few. So like I'll try and do them like in chronological order. How about that?
Okay, okay. You can do
And
the
there's tons, you spend literally all your time with your children for years and years and years.
wait
So
one sec.
I
Shine,
think,
not shy, chat. I am
yeah,
sometimes
shine.
shy, but shine like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like
yeah,
what makes you? Yeah, I know
yeah,
what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah. No,
Okay,
no, no,
so
not you. There's people in chat were
oh yeah,
confused. I was just
yeah.
yeah.
So like um, we used to go like yeah, like I said, like walk at night quite often,
Mhm.
and it probably when you were about 9 or something like that, and we were walking and you could see the island nearby and that's got a lodge on it and stuff. And I was just talking. I said, "Oh, I'd really like to go there." and because you were young, you like really clumsily, like a few minutes later, you were like, how much does it cost to go there? And then you were like, how much do paper rounds pay? And you were just really obviously, like really cutely trying to think about how you could make that happen for me. And that's, and I know you kind of, like that if someone you hear them kind of, I don't know if they're like, oh, I'd really, I've never
I
done
don't
that, or
remember this. I don't remember that at
no,
all.
because yeah, it was just one of another dog walks at night, wasn't anything
Yeah,
to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I think also that like you were always the person, there were people at school who, like in every single class, there's always somebody who is like pushed out, or nobody really gets them, so they're on the outer. Sometimes they're bullied, but they're at least just not really accepted.
Mhm.
And you'd always see those people, and always try and include them, and at least talk to them in a really, not in a a patronizing way, but you try to let them know that you saw them as a person and
Yeah.
would hang out with them. And you and I think that kind of goes with something Matwa Andy, who's a teacher, he said to me, oh, like Shay just doesn't mind if people, if people would say really horrible things to you, you just they didn't, what did he say? He said they'd just like fall off you. You just, so you kind of
Yeah.
like had a power against the kind of people that would be mean, that meant you could include those people.
Yeah.
And then and I think I see that carrying on in your stream and stuff. I think you genuinely are interested in people and accept them, whoever they are and whatever they like, and are interested and don't judge. Like lots of people would just go, oh, they're different, or I don't get them, so I'm not going to get to know them. But you will take your time to do that. And something I think of, I wish I was at home to read it, but when you went to Hiroshima and
Yeah.
you met those
Hibakusha.
the survivors from the bomb.
Yeah.
And you sent me a postcard. I don't know if you remember it, but I've got it.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And you
the
said,
postcard was made from recycled remnants from when the bomb dropped. Obviously not atomic anymore, but I remember because they were really cool postcards. And I sat down on a
yeah,
bench at the Hiroshima like nuclear bomb museum after I'd met the Hibakusha, who, needless to say, like it's been long enough now that in 5 more years there's probably gonna be like none left. So that is such like a crazy experience. That's why I had to like sit down and write to you. Sorry, yeah, continue. Yeah.
no, yeah. And you wrote and you said you were really devastated at how people were like that in the, that people could do such horrible things to each other in the world, and that you kind of were saying, I your reaction to that was, I want to do positive things in the world and not, like,
Yeah.
and I think you were about 16 or something like that then.
Yeah.
And that's quite a powerful thing to get, from your kid, and it was independent, and it was just really heartfelt, and so that
That's another
I
one.
don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's, I think that's what that person may be asking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I need to change something on my stream. There we go.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder. I didn't realize I didn't change the game. Thank you for the look, Tuja. I appreciate it. Oh, wait, there's one before that. Are there any fun quirks that I have? And you could fire these out if you want. If there's one where you're like, this one doesn't come up with any like
Yeah.
are there any fun quirks that I have that you think people would find cool? I don't know if I can think of ones that.
There probably are. Like if I think of them in a bit, that I'll let that kind of go in my mind.
Yeah, that's fair because that's little
Um,
random things that aren't super like sticking
yeah,
out.
like I'm trying to think. It's funny, isn't it? Because you just know people, and they're probably, like I think how you'll get into a fad of eating. You'll get something that'll be like pasta and pesto and parmesan, and you like at any time of the day you might be making that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
Zoom,
think of.
yeah, Zoom just let me know that for some reason, because I don't have Pro or whatever, that there's
Oh yeah,
10 minutes. So after that's done, I'll just send you a new link, just letting you know,
yeah. We'll
because
just go
yeah, and we'll
off and on
just do
again.
a new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what was my most crazy slash reckless act during my teenage years or childhood? They said I can't. I'm
Okay, I probably have one in your childhood, but you're not a very reckless
no,
person.
yeah, I'm. So
Um,
the thing is though, I'm like quite. Like I just say yes to everything, and I'll come home and I'll be like, oh, I just did this, but it's always like controlled, and I'm safe.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you just I think it makes me think of when we used to live at the top of that really high driveway, like really, really long, steep driveway, and you would ride down, so you're like 5 years old, and you would ride your bike down the hill really, really fast. And then you had it so you could just get the corner and onto the pavement quickly.
This is like how long of a driveway? It's a long drive,
Yeah. I mean,
like 50 meters
I'm
or
just
something. I'm
think. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
like 50 meters.
Not 50 meters. It's really, really long and really, really steep.
Yeah.
And I was probably more reckless than you by letting you do it. Um, and said, yeah, go for it, have a good. But you did always turn the corner and you were okay. And there was no way I could run fast enough to keep up with you down this hill.
Yeah.
And then one morning you didn't make the corner and you went straight over the road, and then like the sea was there, then so you went onto this sort of stormwater bank
Didn't I?
below.
Did I get a face full of sand?
Yeah,
That's
and
what I remember is
all kinds of things.
sand in my
And
eyes and mouth and
and
yeah.
everything, and me, and so as you were going, I was just imagining like a big truck, because you went straight across the road. I was imagining you getting and I was running and shouting your name. And then when you went over the edge, I thought you were going to be like, I don't know, all mangled up or something, or broke leg.
I was
And another
fine.
mom was nearby and came, Bridget, and she
Hmm.
came running over. And you just were like, is my bike all right?
It's the most important thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was quite reckless. I mean, some things you do, I suppose, they kind of could be reckless. Maybe moving to the UK is maybe, like, but then you do just kind of, I don't know, stay sensible within the reckless things. Like when you
Yeah.
went to Paris, my big brother, your uncle,
Yeah.
let you go to that concert.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't have let you if I had really looked at what do they
The
call them,
venue.
arrondissement. Yeah, well, not the venue, but the area of
Yeah.
Paris that it's in is pretty rough.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, and then not only that, because I kind of went, yeah, thinking he's a bit more conservative than me. I said, yeah, if Uncle Steve and Auntie Steffi are okay. And they were
Well,
like, yeah, take an electric scooter.
yeah. Well, I did take an electric scooter and I went
I know.
and I didn't have data as well, so I was going based on my memory of the map to get there and then my memory on the way back home to their apartment. So if I got
Yeah,
lost, I wouldn't have been able to get home to their apartment.
and yeah, you couldn't. So that was it kind of is, but then I know you'll be okay. And then after you got home, you were like, oh yeah, you hung out with some people, and one of them was like, oh, do you want a tattoo?
Yeah, I was gonna
Uh,
say I don't know if I told you that part of the story back then.
no, you did, yeah.
Okay.
But and you, that's what I mean. So you're not, you went, oh no, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
Um, you see, but if that was me at your age, I'd have gone, oh yeah, why I
Yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah.
so it's weird. Like you're not reckless, but you do things that kind of are risky. I guess
Yeah.
you're a sensible risk taker.
Yeah. Do you want to know how I got that through Steve?
Steven Steffi, yeah,
So the band was
yeah,
called Goth Boy Click, which like Steve would have had his doubts about. You know, Steve,
yeah,
like that would have been a.
yeah.
So I just kept saying GBC, um, and then
It sounds like a political party or something.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And then when I left, I just got it so that they had it. Because technically, if I got back too late, like they had to wait for me to be back, so I couldn't
Oh
have
yeah,
gone off anywhere.
oh yeah,
Otherwise, it would have screwed them
too
over.
far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's funny. I don't think there are that many reckless things. Although I think some parents, if like I don't know, there was one time I went to Hamilton and I came back with a bleached head and like stuff like
This
that.
is what I mean.
Yeah, some parents might be like, oh,
That's
why is
reckless.
your hair pink now? Like what happened? But
Yeah.
that doesn't. There's no risk to that. I mean, there's a little bit. I
No.
guess my hair could fall out, but that's like that only affects me. Like that doesn't,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
doesn't
Not.
put me in danger or anything. It just makes me look a bit
No.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, is there a moment that you can think of that you were particularly most proud of me? Like,
Mm,
or one thing. It says, when were you most proud of me? It could be school or just a general thing that I've done. Also,
mm.
someone, Everly says you're pretty. Just they
Oh.
wanted me to make sure I said it.
Thanks, Emily. Um, Let me think. Um, yeah, it's really hard. They probably blend together. I probably talked about some of them then when I was saying about what, kind of made you shine.
Hmm.
I think when has my heart swelled with pride for you? Um, it is those times when you're there for other people, and
Hmm.
you really um get other people. You're very um mm, I'm trying to think what um you know, so in the world nowadays there's a lot of people who what do you call it, virtue signal,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
know a lot about things, but I think you genuinely like when you understand somebody else's point of view, you actually get it, and so times when we were talking about sort of different genders and sexualities of people, and I was, because I haven't grown up with that,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like something, and as a teacher, something you kind of grapple to understand, and I'm always trying to not be a dick to anybody and get it, but that takes some educating yourself.
yeah,
And so when a couple of times you've been able to kind of explain something to me, um, or someone else, and or that makes me very proud that you're, because it's a genuine thing. It's not a, like I say, it's not about virtue signaling that. Um, and the times when you got into, I think, global school, I was really proud of you.
hmm,
Uh, when you've gone overseas, I think some of your projects I was really proud of that you did. I'm just generally proud of the person you are in the world, and
yeah.
um, your interactions with other people, your confidence in yourself. And when we,
Oh, it's less
um,
than 1 minute on on the call.
okay, all right, well, we'll go, and that worked quite quickly, didn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when I go, yeah, okay.
I'll wait. Let me end it, and then we can just, because otherwise you'll get stopped halfway through
It'll
a
be weird.
sentence,
It'll
and
be like, yeah, I'll be frozen in a weird way or something. Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
I'll end it, and then I'll see you in a second. I'll send you another link.
All right, Dad.
Oh, I interrupted her in the middle of saying darling. Oh, hi chat. I love you guys. Thank you for being so sweet and like welcoming and such. I hope you're enjoying. Again, if you do exclamation like ggMum, you can find the link to ask questions. I'll try and work through all of them, although there's like 70 now, and it's taken us this long to get through like 10. Sending her another link now. There we go. Your mom is the best. Thank you. True. I'm sorry for you guys crying. Here's hugs. Digital hugs for crying. I'm proud of you all. Oh, hello? I think it's connecting audio. Hello?
Hi. That was incredibly good timing because the 12 o'clock emergency services siren thing went off.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna go, so I timed it.
That was good timing.
Yeah.
You know how it does at 12 o'clock on a Saturday.
Yeah, I do. Was there a thought you were finishing on, or do I move to the next one? I just wanna.
Yeah, move to the next one.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, that's general.
Yeah. This one's specific things, which I'm trying to.
I'm proud of your music.
Oh, thank you.
Especially when you do things together with LOL. That makes
it was nice to do things. Yeah. What meals did I like growing up? You can do like my favorite meal from different age ranges, maybe.
You're probably still out. Like really fussy, but in a kind of fancy way.
I'm not as much anymore. I still prefer those weird foods, but like I've kind of learned to put up with it. I don't really mind.
Yeah, so
but I was so fussy.
So yeah, like you liked avocado and seafood, mussels and prawns and things, but you didn't like sandwiches.
I still don't like sandwiches, to be fair.
Yeah, you didn't like burgers. Like people would go, "Oh, I'll take you to McDonald's," and you'd be like, "Oh no, I don't want to." You didn't like it. You didn't like really any. You didn't like meat particularly.
No. I still like only eat meat just because it's easy to get iron and like feel like a solid meal.
I got a vitamin B12 injection, which helps with that.
Interesting.
Yeah, like trying to, because I've been real sick, so that was a
yeah.
I was yeah. So you did like lentils.
Yeah, lentils are pretty good. I wouldn't. My roommate cooks with lentils a lot, actually.
Yeah, like you like dal and curries and things like that. But a favorite meal, you really like bananas.
Yeah.
When you were very little.
I still do.
Yeah, and so I just always had to have bananas.
Tam, thank you for the follow.
Like berries.
I stole the smoothies from you though. That was your thing, and then and
then you really like them, and then trying to think like a favorite meal. Like I remember, here you go. This is how bougie you could be. Like when you really liked quail eggs. When we were in Melbourne, you'd be like, "Oh, can I get quail's eggs?"
I don't even remember what quail eggs.
They're like teeny tiny eggs. They're compared to other eggs, they're really expensive, and it's kind of fancy.
Weird.
But I think you know, and we'd go to the pub together and share like mussels in tomato sauce and bread, and you'd eat those with me.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh, he likes those," and you really liked olives.
Oh.
You've always liked olives. You like halloumi cheese and brie, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I Sunday roast
I would say
wouldn't.
half of the meals in the last week I've cooked have been with halloumi.
Yeah, you still like it, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if there was like a steak, you'd be like, no, you don't want that. You
Yeah.
never have like that, or lamb,
No.
or pork. None of that
Yeah.
was your thing, or even really like you'd eat a sausage, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, does that answer it? I think it
Yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah. No, that definitely does. What? Oh, but I would say since I've talked about football a lot, and I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember if there's anything else. What did I want to be when I was younger, and like how much of that has, I guess, changed as I've grown up?
Mm. Um. Oh, you did want to be a striker for
I,
Chelsea.
yeah, they know about that. Mum, we're not doing good this season. It's not been a good start to the season.
No, but
We just
um,
sacked Tuchel. You don't care. You never did. I used to probably ramble to you about.
I learned all the rules to football so
Yeah,
that I could
yeah,
understand what's going on. Um, and I'd watch all your games and kind of know it. And I'd watch some Chelsea
yeah,
games. I think though, always in there, you really liked Lampard.
yeah. Lampard was a
Um,
huge inspiration to me. Like even just as a
yeah,
human.
yeah, because his values and everything, I think that was a um and the reason you kind of stopped playing football is like the other side of that coin. I remember you come because you were playing up, you
I
know,
was 15
the-
playing with 17, 18-year-olds.
yeah. And they said there's 17-year-olds, and you kind of came home going, oh, they're all just drinking and talking, not trash about girls and um, sort of toxic masculinity stuff. And it wasn't part of what you wanted to get out of anything you were putting time into. And that's when you pulled out of it. So, and I think that was kind of inevitable. And it's pretty amazing that people like Lampard or what's his name? The guy in the UK who has really advocated for school dinners and stuff like that. People like that, I think they're up against a barrage of like, oh, boys will be boys, or
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah, for sure. It's definitely
And
part of that. It's
so I
Rashford.
think that was, oh yeah,
Yeah,
you know, and I think they probably get a load of shit. He probably, you know, just in that bantery kind of way.
yeah.
I mean, maybe not because it's for kids, but I feel like that's not really what you're meant to be about. You know, it's
Yeah, I mean,
all,
I think it was that like I'd fallen in love with the sport, and
yeah,
it was what I would do, like walking around the street, like kicking rocks and stuff,
yeah,
since I was really young. But at some point, like I don't know, getting on people's good sides, which I mean, it's really important to have chemistry with your team. So, like
yeah, yeah,
it was like really hard for me because I just like on the field, I guess, didn't feel like I was part of this moving unit of like the whole saying used to be if we weren't hung over the day of the match, then we weren't going to win.
dude,
Because all of
yeah,
them would be out at a party the night before the game, and it was like
yeah,
uh, I was waking up and making sure I had pasta because that's carbs and a banana right before the game, and like
yeah.
I don't know, it was like way more important to me that I was and there was only
I
a
know.
couple people I guess on that team that I really had that chemistry with, and I think one of the like most sad things for me is like thinking back to like those plays like me and Cam would link up or something with a play, and it's like how genuine he was, or Maximus, or like the few people that genuinely were just like such sweet people and also cared about the sport and were also some of the most talented footballers. It was like it's sad for me to think back because that was a really core part of my life and I did really enjoy it, and I'm
Hmm.
glad to be
I'm
getting
glad that
back into
you're.
it now. Yeah,
I'm glad that you did, and I think with that though, the thing is that you got from that, and you liking being part of a team and all of that. That I always to you and said to Lawrence, or any of you, like about it's good to have those kind of things that because you can go anywhere in the world, and you see there, that was something I was really proud of. You know, when you went to Botswana and you made friends with the staff who worked in the hotel, and
Yeah.
then played football with them, and you know, I'm pretty sure that you know, you didn't have a huge lot in common or a lot even of language in common, but
Yeah.
you could come together as people and play a game together
Yeah.
and buzz off that. And it's the same with music, you know, like you can sing or play guitar or piano or bang a tambourine, you know, even if you can't do it well, but if you
Yeah.
can, you can just rock up anywhere.
That's actually a really
And,
good segue into the next one that
oh,
which is like whether you listen to my music and then also what your like favorite genre of music is and what you listen to.
oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I do. I'm like really sad and make everybody I know listen to it as well. Share it because and you know, if it's Lawrence's music too or artworks or anything any of you guys do,
Yeah.
um and I really enjoy it. Sometimes some of the like the lyrics will make me kind of and I think we talked about it, you know, after them, and I, you know, I've been curious because I think whilst I know like nobody write like I write poetry and stuff, and I know that through the creative process it's like a moment in time that you're capturing,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's made me go, oh, was I there for you enough through some things that you went through? So yeah, I've kind of a connection to those lyrics and think about stuff, and only, you know, and then there's other ones I know that I kind of throw away, just emotional moments, and I enjoy that. um what genre of music do I like listening to most? I am so super eclectic in
Yeah.
my taste in music, and I don't know if that I definitely it influenced Lawrence, maybe you too. If it's live music, I don't, well, there, you know, there's some things I probably wouldn't enjoy,
Mhm.
that fussed about a brass band, but at the same time it's like, yeah, those people, that's cool, they've all spent ages like doing something and they're happy, and I can buzz off that vibe.
Yeah.
But generally live music, whether it's like an orchestra or a reggae band or a punk band, I'll enjoy it. The older I get, and like scientifically what happens to your ears, like it's, so there's some sounds that I don't hear that you would,
Uh-huh. That makes sense.
and so like it physically isn't as enjoyable for me to listen to like hard rock music.
Yeah.
I find like screamo music, I just find that really funny.
Lol did that for a while too. So
I
you
know,
were just
and that's
laughing at
just
him?
it, like,
No.
well, a little bit,
Yeah,
but you know,
yeah. No, we all
he
were,
was
to be fair. He was really self-aware about it because he was like,
not,
I enjoy you. You're like, I. He would enjoy making it, but then he would also be like making pig squeals in the kitchen at me to
yeah.
piss me off or something.
And if you listen to his lyrics, they're actually quite sarcastic and tongue in
Oh,
cheek.
all of them are like what you'd get from. Do you know who Bo Burnham is? Like stuff like that. Like he's just really
Yeah,
intertwined with, I don't know, stupid little jokes.
yeah. And in my experience, like putting on gigs and knowing people who play music and stuff, the more hardcore, the more references to death and destruction that there is in music, the sweeter the musicians. Like they,
Yeah,
you
no, I
know,
agree. I agree. Yeah.
um, and so yeah, I always kind of feel that, you know, I really like at the moment, what have I been listening to? Some Portuguese music.
Hmm.
I heard some traditional, where's it from? It's like a Scandinavian, so it's like original people music, but kind of made into something a bit with a modern twist.
Yeah.
I really like FIP radio, you know, that French radio I listen to, which is like has it's a French radio station, but it has like, I don't know, music from all over the place.
Yeah.
And I think it's a mood thing, you know. It's like who doesn't like doing their cleaning to Queen, you know? But
Yeah.
I don't know, like chilling, then I might like Erica Badu
Yeah.
or Billie Holiday.
Yeah.
But driving, and it could be anything, any day, I might change that. Do
Yeah.
really like jazz, and yeah.
Valid,
Anyway,
valid,
so
valid. Yeah.
yeah.
Before moving on from this, there's just one thing that I didn't. I don't know if I've told you. Have you heard Panic Marina, one of my songs?
Yeah.
Yeah. That the marina that is like based on
Yeah.
that I initially wrote. I mean, obviously the whole song isn't like based in one place. It's a bunch of different feelings and from a general period of time. But that marina is Simon's boat.
Oh,
Um,
that's nice.
yeah, and like that's
It's called The Guru. He's got a song about that called Guru Blues.
that's funny. It would be funny to like, because they're probably completely different vibes.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to hear like two different songs about like the same spot or same-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say Shay was an attentive student while you taught him? If so, what was my strong suit in school? What was I worst at? And if it's not too much trouble, what would you say is my worst habit in school? I was worse when you taught me. That was like, I feel like at least I had like. No, you can go.
Well, I taught you 3 different times.
Mm-hmm.
I taught you when you were like year 3 or 4, I think year 4.
Mm-hmm.
And you were in a class of people who were incredibly bright, but also couldn't stay in a normal physical position, like not just sit down. Like there were kids who liked standing on their heads and rolling around on the floor. And
do you remember the trend I started in that class?
Oh yes, you mean the what was it, I want to say Habibis. It's not. It's
no, not the. There is the Hubba Bubbas as well.
Making the fart noises with
yeah,
different parts of your body. Yeah.
But I could do it with my hands, my ears, my legs, and everyone in the class did it.
Special skill.
That's my quirk.
I don't know. Yeah, but you were all like I say, you're all really bright and quick on things, but kind of everything had to be quite spontaneous and go fast. So there was a lot of going in and outside, but you all, you know, just sucked up anything that I shared with you.
Yeah.
Funny. I'm teaching Aisha's little sister.
Oh wait, I remember when she was like, it could fit in my palm. Okay, not that small because that's no human is that small, but like.
Yeah, but she was real. I know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. No, I was saying. Yeah. Anyway, we were talking, but that's quite nice.
Oh.
And then when we were overseas, and I taught, you kind of homeschooled you, and I don't think you knew you were learning anything. You know, we'd do things like read the newspaper together and walk around talking.
Yeah.
And read books together, and you know, you'd have a question about something and I'd take that and we'd do something. So I really, really enjoyed that, and I'm glad we did that, because when you have kids, when they're really little, you spend loads of time with them.
Yeah.
And then once you go to school, it's like everybody's scheduled, and you know, at most you might all sit down and have a dinner together or something, and lots of people try and do that, but there's not really much time. You don't hang out. So having that year, just us having lots of meals together and walking, and and I think that really strengthened our relationship, and it made it more of a priority after that. You know, I feel like we've always hung out, and we've carried on talking and sharing stuff. And I think I see, that's the kind of funny thing. I guess as a teacher, I'm not a very it is kind of like one big long conversation. So at the moment, so in New Zealand, teachers all do an inquiry. So all the time you're inquiring into something around your professionalism. And at the moment, mine is about people, like if you truly believe and can express to a student that you believe in them and they can achieve, it does really raise their achievement.
Yeah.
And like we can all get that, like go, oh yeah, instinctively that feels true, but like can I find the professional readings and stuff that support that? But also below that, and what I've kind of got to is, so like the difference between learning something and knowing something. So learning something is when someone, to me anyway, somebody like does a class and you are taught it, like, I don't know, long multiplication, and they do this lesson and then you have learned it because you did that lesson and you could probably pass a test in it afterwards. But you might not necessarily know it after that. And knowing it is when you kind of prove it to yourself. It becomes like part of your belief system, is that if you do this with numbers, which are abstract ideas, but like, so really if you do this with things in the world, this is what happens. And you know multiplication because it's like you believe in it.
Yeah,
you understand what I mean?
you sort of, you understand the deeper. I think I realized I think I was doing that because I didn't enjoy things, but I if I was gonna learn something, I wasn't gonna just like Mr. Lawrence and didn't Matua Andy, sorry, didn't like that. Well, he didn't get it at first, I think, because I really didn't care for memorizing all my times tables. But I remember you did a Stay 9 test once, and every single kid got the answer right, I'm pretty sure it was, for this one question, but they all did it in a completely different way to me, and the way that I did it was way longer, and it wasn't like more efficient or anything, but it showed that I didn't just like have a way to solve that issue. I just understood what those numbers meant, and I didn't realize that's how I learned until I think probably that exam.
Hi. I'm good. There's someone coming up. Hey, how you doing? Sorry, just say hi.
You're good. But yeah, I think at that point was when I realized that deeper level of that.
So this is a weird way of answering that question, but so your strengths, you were really good at maths, you're really good at creative writing. But yeah, that kind of and I guess that's how I think about all kids. It's not, not that they're well, they are all good at all kinds of things, but it's like a big long conversation, and it's really reassuring when they do well in standardized national tests and everything, but at the same time they're not always a true reflection.
I'm very open about my disbelief of standardized testing.
And they're certainly not you can't tell people's strengths from them. So but yeah, you're very good, like I say, good mathematician, ridiculously quick to learn things like spelling. So you didn't need to practice it. Which is really annoying. I do.
I used to spell check when we went in the morning, because mum would write the like what we're doing today on the board and the schedule and I don't know where we have to go for what classes at what time or whatever, and I would go in too early before school and watch you do that, and then I would correct your spelling on the board, even though I was like 10 and you were the teacher.
But I know, those things like that, I think that's really important to show kids that I need help to do that, but it doesn't stop me being a teacher or
no, it doesn't. No, that's why
functioning adult in the world.
It probably it gave me a bit of an ego boost, but also made me learn spelling more, because I got
Yeah,
to
you didn't want to.
yeah, I got to prove
Yeah.
how smart I was because I made myself the spelling guy, and then I had to stay as the spelling guy. I couldn't
Yeah.
let that go.
Um, so yeah, the fat. So back to the habit. What habits did you have? Is that what was that? Was that
Yeah,
the
well,
last bit of
it
it?
was what is my worst habit as a student?
Your worst habit. Um, there was that, and being like that's really annoying as a teacher when someone can like put in absolutely. I mean, there were loads of you in that class, your year 8 class. Like
Yeah.
you could virtually like look at the book and have learned stuff and be very casual about it. So and then be fine at knowing it. Or but I think probably how we had that morning meetings on the thing that
Yeah, the whole school would
were
turn up
not
to.
my idea and not but yes,
They
we'd
were
have these meetings
useless.
and they were really boring and painful, and you would take a very long time walking the dog.
No, I would. No, me and Bo and Connor used to. So I would walk the dog to Bo and Connor's house, and then they would walk with me to take the dog home. And then before school, if we had time, we'd play FIFA, on the PlayStation. But
But you didn't really have time.
no, maybe
And then
we
you
didn't have
come in
time,
late.
but also there were times where we let Star go. Like we would,
And then
we
you lost her.
yeah, we'd let Star like out of the house, and she would run away into the street, and we'd go, oh, now we have to chase the dog and make sure that the dog is home safe. We can't go to school yet. We had to go after this morning meeting, and we would chase Star around the village, and then
Yeah. Well, that was annoying.
yeah.
But I also was like, yeah, I totally would have missed those meetings myself. They were really boring.
I would say, I think if I look back on stuff, like my worst habit that I think I had to grow out of was realizing, and it's funny because I think on the times where like I started this early was because they weren't actually that valuable. But I worked out what mattered for like what would actually be remembered or recorded as information. So when Mato Andy would give us those little books and we had to spell 7 words a week or something like that in them, and everyone did all their little work and they'd bring it back every week, I I just didn't do it. I would like literally I just would never bring back those like 7 spelling words back. And I remember you would come home and you'd be like, my co-worker Andy has told me you, my son, are not doing your homework, and I was like, I've passed the highest. I'm in the highest level in our class for spelling. I don't need to do them those. And I think my thing that I learned growing up and going to a different school as well is that like standardized testing, not every measurement is going to be the best thing, and that learning goes further than like yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. But okay, I'll move on to the next question because that was a long one too. This is funny. I'm just gonna move on from this one straight away after because we can talk about it a little bit, but I just the way it's phrased is, did you approve of my move to Brighton and or streaming as a career? I find it funny because I don't think you were asked.
No.
I think I probably said to you, I think I'm going to move to Brighton. And then at some point went, I'm moving to Brighton.
Yeah. I think it was like you were looking at where you were going to live and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, I don't. Right. There must be some things as a parent, like, like you sign notes and say approve, but I don't, yeah. Like if you were doing nasty things, I would disapprove of that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, and if it's safe, yeah, I don't, yeah, I don't really think about you like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That's why I was like,
approve of you having adventures, and I think it's great, I guess.
yeah. What's your favorite color? Just a quick fire one.
It should be quick. I don't know. Like, I like bright colors.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
bright. strong colors, but all of them, I guess, blues, greens, but yeah, color. I like color in general. Not a big
Um,
fan of gray.
fair enough. I think gray can be really pretty, but
Oh yeah, true.
yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
can be.
yeah. This one says, "Hi, ggMothercho," with two exclamation marks.
Yeah.
And then I think that's really sweet because they said like hi really excitedly, and then they've got like a really deep, thought-provoking one. So I'm gonna challenge you to not like, because me and you are alike. We both ramble and waffle and make answers
Okay, I'll
longer.
try and
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
bit more.
But this, the
Okay.
only reason I say for this one is because I think you could talk about this for infinite amount of time. Um,
Okay, I'll try and be more.
I think I've read books of the Dalai Lama talking about this for infinite time.
Okay. Okay.
How do you find self acceptance and self love?
Oh, okay. Um, I think for me, it's to do with like self-empathy, because it's kind of easy to do that in a positive way, like to look for the great things. And that helps, I think like I do try and do that thing of thinking of things I'm grateful for,
Mhm.
things good that have happened. Um, but I think it's when for all of us, it's hard to love and accept ourselves with those little memories or moments of things that we do where we um don't feel good about it,
Mhm.
and that can be like as shallow as a photograph of yourself and you look at it and you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
I look horrible in that photo. Or it might be a conversation where you said something real, hurtful or not, or you didn't defend somebody when you should have, or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And they can kind of stay with you
They do. They stick to
for a
you.
long
Yeah.
time. Or life choices where you look back and you think, I should have said yes to that. I should have done that sooner. I don't know, like um
Hi,
those
Liam. I
things.
love you,
They're
homie.
the
Nice to see
ones
you.
for me that I have to deal with to really love myself and accept myself. So I always try and take myself out of it and think try and think of myself as somebody else.
Hmm.
So like if I'm saying to myself, uh, you know,
Yeah.
like the photo, we always like I'd be honing in on one thing in it. I just because that's what we do.
Yeah.
And if I go, oh, just look at it like just as another person, it's not like that, and I can see it differently. Or if it's something I've said and I'm kicking myself and going, oh, that was so dumb, you're such an idiot, or that horrible self-talk, then I think if I was someone else, what would I say to myself?
Yeah.
you
That's a
know
good. Yeah.
yeah, if I was my friend, and we all ought to be our own friends to ourselves, then I'd probably say, oh, come on, you know and all the things you would, like if your friend shares something like that to you, you're like, oh, that is such that is not you, that
Yeah.
moment, that was the thing. And also, I don't know, there'll be things around it where you're like, this was going on for you. Or sometimes it's even more than that. It's like, well, at that time you were struggling in life with something and you did your best.
Yeah.
you know you were actually
Yeah.
just doing
I think
okay.
the most powerful thing there too is that you know your own intentions.
Yeah.
And I think most of the time that although you might have done, I don't know, done something, said something, made the wrong decision, whatever, and it was
Mm.
affected by this and that, you can think back to that
Yeah.
moment and realize like you really did not think of the repercussions or the damage
Yeah.
that it might do and stuff. And that's a yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. I like that as a take.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost my spot. Thank you for the 500 bits. This is for Mother Cho and her only. um, this one because I keep this stuff private. Well, not. I mean, I wouldn't talk about this stuff if it were, you know what I mean? Like I don't really want this to be
Yeah,
a
because
public part of my
none
life.
of us do,
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
this is just a funny question. Don't answer it, because again, not a public part of my life.
Okay.
But just I just find it so funny that someone wanted to ask you this. Is your son a woman's favorite? And I just thought that was funny that someone thought
Yeah.
you would give context to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I think kind of what we were saying about the football stuff probably answers that. I think you know,
Okay.
lots of people.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, we'll just move on.
Okay. Okay.
Did you know about Twitch and streaming before? If not, what did you think when I first mentioned it? I don't know how much you knew about streaming, or like what it was.
No, I mean, not really. Like, I guess what I knew of is like, you know, people who would with YouTube do kind of things a bit like it.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard of Twitch.
Do kids at
And
school talk about it now?
yeah, they do. Yeah, you know, and we'll go, oh, who is he? Yeah, and have their favorite streamers and stuff like that. No, I didn't. But yeah, and it's kind of a weird concept, you know, like,
Yeah.
so the internet didn't exist when I was growing up. Let me think. I don't know what year would it have started. You know, when I was your age,
Yeah.
there were no cell phones. So it's always like a little bit of a concept thing to me. The nearest thing to it was like, you know, people on radio shows would have like chat radio. And that being that person. But and it's really hard. I get, you know, going that peer pressure thing. It's kind of my generation, and each generation, you know, when they get to having grown up children or sort of teenage children and stuff, I think they do this thing of going, oh, that's not like the things I know and understand, so it must be a bit stupid, or I don't get it.
Yeah.
With music and lots of things, and I don't know whether it's like just me or the fact that I do like work with young people or whatever, but I don't know, I'm still curious and interested, even if I don't get things. So yeah, it's kind of a weird way that you can do that for a living, but
yeah, I mean, I think the coolest thing is when you look at like the stats or whatever, and the people, I don't know, between the ages of like 10 to 15, like something like 70-80% of kids that age want to become YouTubers or streamers or whatever, and like that I mean was what I wanted to do probably secretly growing up, because again, it's still not even that comfortable of a thing to be like, yeah, that's a real job. It's getting there, obviously. It's a lot more prominent and people get it a lot more, but it's still, there's a bit of a stigma where I'm like, this person, I'll say, oh, I don't know, I work on social media or something, you know, like I'll, you know, dip around the edges and won't talk about the gaming side of it or something, but it's super interesting, I think.
I think it looks to people like achievable and they can imagine just doing it themselves.
Yeah.
But I don't think they realize, you know, how much effort and planning and time and commitment goes into it.
Yeah.
Way more than if you had a job, I don't know, working in Rebel Sport or something, you know?
Yeah.
You know, that takes sort of discipline and wanting to do it and genuinely enjoying people and stuff. I don't think it's quite, but I can see how it looks like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. We've got a minute 40 for this one.
Okay.
But I like this question, and I can't.
Okay.
I've got my own guesses for what I would say about myself, but I'm interested to see what you think. And I think the easiest way to like create this hypothetical is that I don't think I would have started streaming, at least when I did, if COVID didn't happen.
Ah,
Because I wouldn't have been in New Zealand, so I wouldn't have like bought
yeah,
my
yeah,
computer. I wouldn't have
yeah,
built my computer. I wouldn't have, you know.
yeah.
So where do you think that would be in the world right now? Would I still be in New Zealand? Would I? What is the?
No, I think that was the thing that once you'd gone to Think Global School, I think you got a taste for. And also didn't have that barrier to until you've gone overseas. It's a big deal, you know.
Yeah.
And you'd done that at quite a young age. And knew it as a possibility. So I think some other opportunity though probably would have come up through Think Global, or some connection with somebody along. You know, there would
Yeah,
be
there
something
were
that
different
kind of
things
drew
there.
you.
Yeah.
I think there are some. I think New Zealand generally, to a lot of people, is there's things about it when you're young that are.
Oh, there's a wait. Wait, I've got to make a new meeting. I forgot that was happening. Oh, wait. Invite. Hey, chat. Hey, guys. Rut roll. It's all good. It's just that there's like a limit on the thingies. Where's my mother? Yeah. I forgot to tell her. I wonder if she's just talking right now. I hope not. You time it on. What's up, little bro? How do I? There we go. I will wait for her. Hopefully this is the last 40 minutes, I think. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Oh, hello?
Hey.
Hey. I forgot.
Time.
Yeah, I forgot about the timer that it was coming up.
Yeah, so like I was saying about New Zealand, that I think so it kind of is limiting at a certain age, and people go off and have careers and all, you know, their stuff. And I say this maybe a little bit hopefully, but also what I've observed. And then when people start to kind of get to where they're settling down and are more kind of like, yeah, I've chosen, this is definitely my direction, and maybe this is my life partner, then they tend to come back. Then they miss it. You know, like, no, you miss it. It's really special and lovely, but
in a different way, and it'll be another way
only,
in 40 years or whatever.
yeah. And there are only 4.5 million people here.
Yeah, it's a lot calmer.
A lot, but it's not. Yeah.
These two I'll put together. Favorite baby Echo story, and how was I as a child?
As a baby, favorite baby Echo.
I was about to say I can't think of anything, as if I would remember being a baby.
I think, yeah, no, yeah. So you know, takes me right back to thinking about your birth and how, like all of you, like in this massive hurry. So you came early. Oh, you know, that's probably my favorite one. The thing I think of is that you were born on your grandma's 100th birthday.
Yeah, that
Your
is
great
pretty
grandma's,
crazy. That
my
is
grandma's
yeah.
100th birthday, and that was incredibly special. That, you know, and so you got in the newspaper on the day you were, well, the day after you were born, I think, because she got her telegraph from the Queen and a new great grandson. So that was pretty special.
Yeah.
A baby story. What were you like as a child? Like really cute and busy, like a lot of energy.
Yeah.
You know, very, I mean, what I really liked about, you know, whole thing of having you is like how everybody, your brother and sister really loved you, and it's like this multiplication of the love. It's real nice, you know.
Yeah.
And you did, despite, you know, phone throwing and fighting and all that, which is normal, but you did all really get on well. You always had loads of friends and were busy and everything. You really loved to be active. Like you learned to ride like when you take the stabilizers off.
Yeah, yeah.
Like usually kids like have this wobbly bit and you have to run around and hold them at the back, and I took the stabilizers off and then you just went and you could do it. And you're kind of like that. You love climbing trees. Oh, you were always friends with all kinds of people, but you always had friends that were girls as well as boys. And
Yeah, I growing up was really confused about the questions that I got because of those friendships. Because when I was like, when I was like 10 and my best friend was a girl and we would have sleepovers all the time and stuff, it was always like, oh, are you boyfriend and girlfriend? And I was like, well, no, we're just friends. Like,
no, we're 10.
yeah,
like weirder.
yeah, exactly. But I didn't get that for a really long time.
Yeah. And I think some of that is like, well, I hope I didn't, but you weren't kind of taught to be a boy.
Yeah.
So sometimes that meant, the way that a girl was and kind of talking and hanging out, the things that you valued maybe was, you had more in common with them. But you did, and then you had Bo and Connor and
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Elliot, loads of friends, boys too.
I had the lads, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever talked about this. We might have.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I don't know how much you've thought about it yourself. So if you want to talk about it right now, if you're open or whatever, we also can. I think you definitely have had experience with like other people having cis or like adjusting throughout their life to realizing they identify with different pronouns more than others. And so someone said, what are your pronouns for Mothercho? And as far as I know, like we've only talked in the context to you using she, her, but I do know that there was one time we had a conversation about gender and about the different changes and stuff where you were like, there are definitely parts of you where you're more masculine or more neutral leaning than how a traditional like girl or woman should be or whatever. And I do know we've had those conversations.
I definitely don't. Yeah, I mean, and I think it's a sign of the times. I mean, I really wish there was a word that that there were pronouns and stuff that were not gendered. I mean, that's something I really like.
There are a lot.
In Māori, but properly in Māori, ia, IA, which means it's like means he or she.
It's just a person. Both. Yeah.
And so.
And that's a pronoun, so it's how you refer to someone. Just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, and I know we have them, and it's funny because I always used to say, when I was pregnant, with all of you, I'd say them.
Well, yeah, because when you don't,
meaning because I didn't want to know what how people have a scan, and I didn't want to know the gender because it's like I don't understand why, and I just wanted to meet this person when they were born and be like, oh, hey you, and I was never going to get blue clothes or pink clothes or do any of that, but so I always used to say them because I didn't know. And people would go, oh, is it twins? That's the only thing back then they could think of, and I'd say no, you know them as in unknown.
That's always been the weird thing with the pushback of it in recent times. It's like it's always been something that you refer to a singular person as.
Right. So, but it kind of has gone out of use, I guess, or it did, and now it's come back. But I don't know if I was younger or if I'd really think. So I would be happy to have something that wasn't gendered. I mean, but I guess I am her, she generally. But there are, I definitely don't identify with the kind of, I wonder if it's, I don't know, people, I guess there's toxic femininity as much as
I guess I
masculinity.
think it's just like referred to, I guess, as stereotypes. Like you don't
Yeah,
identify.
like I really don't.
Yeah.
There's things I don't like that society would like of me
Hmm.
as a woman. I don't want to go there. I'm not comfortable with them. Um, and some of them are really harmful, are actually yuck.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't,
no, I
you know,
fully agree.
yeah. So yeah, it's something, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Um, this is a cool one. Growing up,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna give context to it through what we've talked about. Since growing up, like there was that in the back of your head, like knowledge that like becoming a professional footballer is pretty rare or whatever. And so even though
Yeah.
that was like what I said I wanted to do, obviously like that wasn't like, oh yeah, he's gonna do that. Where did you think my path would take me? Where did you see
Yeah.
me going?
Um, yeah. I think maybe something like into law or politics.
I talked about law a
I'm
lot growing up.
yeah, law was a real thing, and I think it fascinated you, but that like you like to understand things, and you're quite, you don't think like things being, like you've got quite a strong moral compass,
Law with a
and you
W,
do
chat.
care about
Hi,
people. So
magic.
you kind of, yeah, like law or politics or something like that, and you still might.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows?
I
I
don't
always
know,
say I think
or something completely different. I don't know.
yeah, I think because I'm like very openly anti rushing into university and just doing a course because like we're meant to and getting a degree and
Yeah,
and such like that. I'm like very open about the fact that I think those are poor decisions, or a lot of the time can be poor decisions and really should be thought out. But since I'm like that, I think it's a surprise a lot of the time. Or like I also don't talk about the fact that I'm relatively certain I'm going to go back to school at some point to learn something because I miss learning and I
yeah,
love learning and I also like doing it in a structured way and having people do it. But when something comes into my life that I'm like, I have the time right now and the money and the space and this thing really motivates me and I want to do this. And so I guess yeah, it's interesting to me that like I really don't know in 20 years maybe or 5 years or 2 or whatever I might be
yeah,
fully like, oh, I've accomplished what I wanted to do with this streaming thing. I want to
yeah.
do this passion now or this passion, and then a couple years later it'll be this thing. And at some point I do think yeah, it could be law, it could be English, it could be creative writing, it could be
Filmmaking. I don't
yeah,
know.
exactly.
Yeah.
And but that there's still space in my brain, I think, or there's a lot of space in my brain for something. Yeah. This one just says, "Can your mum adopt us?"
Kind of a little bit, like I feel like I know people that
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. And then
Probably
this one is
connected.
Kia ora Gigi Fire Cho instead of ggMothercho. Kia ora, kei te pehe koe.
Makwe, Kitty, Tumaki a hole.
That's what I say every time. I just find that funny because I'm like, I know my vocab is so limited now.
Oh, Katie Marikoa.
Yeah,
I'm
you
happy.
know more, but I just find it funny that you went with the one that it's like, oh,
Tumaki is, or well, it means awesome. It's an awesome word. So
yeah,
Tumaki.
yeah, yeah.
I am gonna have to go, darling.
We've got 4 more left. Is there time?
Okay.
Okay.
Can we do them?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
go.
yeah,
Four
yeah.
more.
Do you prefer Gigi Mother Cho or Mum Cho?
Yeah. I think ggMothercho.
Mama Cho.
Is
That's
it?
a
What did you say?
combination.
What's
I
the
say
choices?
there's
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
there's
Of course. You
mother.
give me two choices, and I say a third one that
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
there.
yeah. Mother
Sorry,
Cho.
I don't know any of them. I like it because it's like connected with you.
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. I'll skip that one. So there's only 2 more. Was there a hair color where I came home and you were like, "Oh no, what did he do?"
Uh, no, No, there's some I think that suit your skin tone better than others.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't like green on you.
Yeah, that was only when it was blue and then faded to it though. I never purposefully had green, to be fair. Yeah.
But,
and then the last one is I think it's the tattoo on on your arm that they're talking about, but I think they've been able to see it.
This one.
Wait, let me see if it's like. Oh yeah, it is pretty visible.
Yeah, and there's that part too.
Yeah, if you showed in the middle, you need. Yeah, it needs to be in the middle of the camera. There you go. Yeah.
So there's that part. It's can you see? Yeah, there, and then the hairs.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
And there's one in that hand.
Oh. Oh yeah, the feather. And there you go.
Yeah, and there's. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, you have to go.
I do. Oh, I can say a little bit about that though.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So they're kind of all my tattoos are kind of about how human beings all over the world are like looked at, and we've seen similar patterns and stuff. So there's lots joined together. So there's a little bit of there's Mari and Pacifica symbolisms, but there's also Islamic art in them. And that the one I'm trying, it's really hard to show, are the hairs. So that's really ancient and nobody knows where it came from or what it symbolizes, and it's like in places across all the world, but at the same time it has to do with the moon and the sun, and so there's that representation, but there's also lots of things woven in to do with all you kids, to do with you can explain the sun and the moon and the stars afterwards. And
yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. All right, I am going to go. I can hear my ride.
Tell Simon I say hey.
Yeah, and then by extension, I love all your friends.
All right. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for doing this.
Good chat. A pleasure.
Everyone loves you. They all talk very highly of you.
Aw.
Okay. Bye, Mum.
Love you. See you. Bye, darling.
Peace. Aww. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm very glad that turned out how it did. That was really fun. I'm sorry if I skipped your question. I was trying to get through them all, and me and my mum are chronic wafflers. We do not shut up. Actually, you'll give us. Do you see how long it took her to answer?
Acho.
Oh, Pickle, thank you for the 7-month resub. Do you see how long it took her to answer what her favorite color was? That is a skill. That is a skill.